Good morning, VC. What's up? I wanted to get to a quick surprise video to do the blues vinyl tag. That BluesGuy Vinyl, Chris, the channel I just got turned on to. The algorithm started suggesting me blues vinyl tag, and here I am. I have a fair amount of blues records, and felt like it'd be great to do this because I haven't touched them or played them in quite a while, so I thought this would be a good way to get to it. I got to do these pretty quick. I got to get to work, and it's a busy day, so let's get right into it. Thank you, Chris, for putting this on. And I may, in fact, be doing the country vinyl tag. We'll see. I like the vinyl tag. It's a good exercise and sort of gets me talking and thinking about records I have. So, all right, let's look at the question here. Zap, an electric blues album. Lightning Hopkins, Dirty Blues. So this is basically just Lightning solo with the electric. It's not really quite maybe answering the question, but this is how I'll answer it. On the mainstream label, it's solo Lightning, beautiful, raw and gritty, beautiful and raw songs here. It's from the early 70s. A lot of the stuff maybe has gotten repackaged. Hard to know exactly what's what, but I love this album. I have a ton of Lightning Hopkins, and this is one I definitely would shout out as a big one. An acoustic blues album. Now, I love Muddy Waters, but I don't really collect his records, with the exception of this, Folk Singer. This is the latest, or pretty recent, Analog Productions edition. It sounds incredible. You feel like you are in the room. You can hear him breathing, like you can hear the sound of the guitar being, touched, every little sort of aspect of the clicks, the pops, everything's happening in the studio. Willie Dixon playing bass on this, with Buddy Guy, a young Buddy Guy on accompanying guitar. It's a wonderful recording. I mean, it doesn't get much better. A live blues album. I think this is recorded live. I'm pretty sure it is. It's like a studio album, but it's technically recorded live. Memphis Swamp Jam. So yeah, this is like a compilation kind of, and I think it's sort of like a hodgepodge. There's a lot of drum and fife on this, with Fred McDowell and Johnny Woods is on here. Ferdy Lewis, Piano Red, Nathan Beauregard is one doing drum and fife basically, and Sleepy John Estes, Booker White, Piano Red, I think I mentioned. And curiously, there's a guy named R.L. Watson, which, fun note, is actually John Fahey. Interesting little side note there. This is on the Blue Thumb label, from the early 70s. Fun, live, sort of like hodgepodge session, jamboree feeling. It's cool. This is Bucka White right here. I think he's on it as well. Yeah, there's a bunch of people on this. Okay, a gatefold or double album. I'm going to show this double album by the Memphis Jug Man. As you're probably catching on, basically what I have is pre-war blues in my collection with some Chicago and a little bit of electric. But it's a compilation of some of just their classic songs on the great Yazoo label with artwork by Mr. Robert Crumb. It's great. It's not a traditional double album per se, but it's 28 songs, as it says, and I collect the Yazoo label for sure. There's them sort of copying the Black Betty label, and Memphis Jug Band. This is from the 20s and 30s, I believe. Great. Stealin' Stealin' is one of their big songs. Oldest album. I have a bunch of. I mean, I don't have any blues 78s, of course. That's nutty time. But I do have some old comps of old music. Here's Henry Thomas, great Texas blues musician. This is on the OJL, Original Jazz Library. It's from 1962. Origin Jazz Library. Beautiful sleeve here. Henry Thomas sings the Texas blues. This is from a collection from a local musicologist who sold all of his blues records. Incredible. And then there was another collection that we happened upon, that was Mike Seeger's collection. Long story short, Angry Mom got hold of that, and I think this one might have come from that, Mike Seeger. Incredible, this record, though. Origin Jazz Library, Texas Blues from Henry Thomas. Henry Thomas, notable. Someone correct me if I'm wrong, but he had the original version of Going Up the Country that Chuck Berry used, or Chuck Berry adapted his song from Henry Thomas. Tell me I'm wrong. I'm no expert. Newest blues album, not a new release, but this is the latest score I had. I showed this in one of my early videos. This is an original pressing of Burnin' on the VJ label. First press. Always going to antique stores, folks. This was $22, and I know, I was like, there's no way that this is only worth $22. So I grabbed it, and it sounds unbelievable. You know, the pressings from the early '60s, just so vibrant, and this is in nice shape too. Not even like a beat or copy or anything. Burnin', a little tape on the back there. But this I got in January. It's like the last blues record I bought, so I'm not buying a ton right now, but I love the blues. I do. Blues 45 RPM and a 10-inch. Jessie May Hempel. This is a Merry Christmas Pretty Baby and Shame on You, released on her High Water recording company. Great sort of like an R.L. Burnside. Really fun, sort of shambolic, loose. Check out that sleeve. You know, Jessie May. She was out of, let's see, this label is from Memphis. I think maybe that's where she was from. I forget, but great Christmas song too. And the 10-inch I have, I'll just show. It's missing a sleeve, but the great Leadbelly. I know more of a folk, but this is the volume 4 on the Folkways label. I love Leadbelly. Obviously highly influential. Chess Records label shows some Howlin' Wolf and sort of some of his crossover records that he was doing. This is Message to the Young. Not an amazing record, but good. Very good. It's from the late, I think it's from 71. Yeah. Pretty, kind of a bad cover. More to come on him. Show I see not DeMarc, but a Delmark. Sleepy John Estes. More country blues here. You can see I have sort of following a pattern with some of my picks on the Delmark label. This is just called Electric Sleep. Great title. And Alligator Records, I gotta skip. No alligators. What do we got here? A smaller indie label. Here's a private release. I've talked about Abner J. Who's really doing a folk blues. This is on his Brandy label, True Story of Dixie. One-man band, the famous Abner J. Famous to me, anyway. Yeah, if you don't know Abner J, look him up. He's one-man band doing harmonica, guitar. He plays percussion with his feet, and he has done some stuff with the band, too. Very sort of some risque lyrics. He talks a lot about cocaine things and hippies, and he does a great version of St. James Infirmary on here. A real eccentric character. This is from, I think, 68. And this is all his writing on the back. Yes, out of Atlanta. All right, moving right along. Blues album in a regional style. Again, this is maybe a little more folk-ish, but I consider it blues. On the Folkways, Mr. Joseph Spence, Bahamian folk. This guy, speaking of eccentrics, this is a Folkways, obviously. Very wild vocal style. He was sort of mumble and sort of, be a little loose with what he was singing about. Tough to understand him all the time, but very strange and interesting folk music, blues. Joseph Spence out of the Bahamas. All right. Let's see. A British blues album. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Psych Blues. I consider this a Psych Blues record. This is the record that Howlin' Wolf does not like. He didn't like his electric guitar at first either on the Cadet concept. The band on this is really doing the psych thing. It's very much sort of a bit of an exploitative record, but hey, he was there. There's Chester. He was there. He participated. Doing some of his well-known songs, I believe, and some whatever. This is from 1968. Yeah, looking at the track list. Yeah, these are Willie Dixon tracks. You have Smokestack Lightning, Moaning at Midnight, both original Howlin' Wolves. Chester Bennington or Chester Burnett, and everything else is a Willie Dixon track. So it's either Willie Dixon, the great blues writer and producer and musician, or Chester, aka Howlin' Wolf tracks, done with who's on this thing. A lot of these musicians, Phil Upchurch is on here. A lot of these musicians I don't recognize, but produced by Marshall Chess, who was sort of the younger Chess, the son of Leonard, I believe it is, and he was the one bringing in a lot of the sort of crossover and rock acts to Chess Records. So he worked with Mr. Chester Burnett there. A British blues record. This is a blues rock album, Blues Obituary. This is sort of their transitioning record by the Groundhogs out of the UK, where they were going from a blues rock to a bit of more progressive leaning record, but excellent on the Imperial label. This is the US edition. A King. We have to talk about the King of the Delta Blues, Robert Johnson. This is a box set of all of his work on the Doxy label. I think this is sort of a suspect release, but last I checked, it sounds amazing. Last I checked. This is a box set that's been in print many times. It's got all of his music and alternate takes and things. It's a 3 LP. The King of the Delta Blues. You got to have some Robert Johnson. Being that I mainly have pre-war and compilations, I don't have any colored vinyl, but I do have a very colorful sleeve here. Another Yazoo of Blind Boy Fuller. Wonderful cover there. I love, and the labels are incredible. Should have been on my label video, the Yazoo label. Another great pre-war blues. Blind Boy Fuller, East Coast bluesman. Let's see, yeah. I'm trying to just figure out where he was from real quick. South Carolina and North Carolina area, it looks like. There it is. A friend had the blues and you caught it too. A friend recommended this Clifford Gibson, Beat You Doing It. This is country blues, again on the Yazoo label. If you can see that there. Clifford Gibson, out of Delta Blues. He was originally out of Kentucky. These recordings are from 1929, just about all of them. With the pre-war stuff, I mean, maybe the issue sometimes is the fidelity can be a little bit taxing, a little bit exhausting. So I love the style. I love the 78 sound of 78s, and also obviously the sound of them on a compilation. But you got to break it up. Sometimes that fidelity can be trying on the ears, but it's my favorite anyway. So the first blues album you remember getting, you think, yeah, or A Glorious Blues Finder Discovery first. Have to show the founder of the Delta Blues, the King of the Delta Blues, Robert Johnson, the founder, Charlie Patton. Again, this is the first press of this on the Yazoo label, double album. These are the best way to hear these recordings, by the way. And the reason why I collect a lot of the Yazoo is because they were taken from the original 78s, to the best of my knowledge. These are all from 1929 as well, some 1930 and then 1934. Includes all of his classics. Essentially, it's a double album. I believe this has the notes in it. I think it does. Thought it had the booklet. I think, in any case, wonderful. There are all the notes. Oh yeah, the booklet is attached, right? So the reason why to grab a lot of these Yazoos, and the earlier the pressing the better, is just to get as close as you can to those 78s. And finally, the first blues album that you remember getting. I had a different edition of this. The 1928 Sessions, incredible Mississippi John Hurt. This is basically the record that sort of got me collecting a lot of the Yazoo and the Arhulis. I have a bunch of Arhuli releases and all those great compilations from people compiling and doing the hard work and transferring the 78s. 1928 Sessions, Mississippi John Hurt. This is, I think, in print. You can grab this anywhere. This is not a, as you can see from the 180 gram sticker, a pretty recent pressing. So, all right. That's it for my blues tag. I went through pretty quick, but it's a busy day today, so I want to get that in. Thank you, Chris, for starting it. And everyone out in the VC, take care. We'll see you soon.